There are few things in this life that are truly sadder than the sight of white guilt. If you have seen the extents that white guilt has taken some individuals, you would think to yourself, this right here, it's just plain old sad, depressing, unfortunate, mentally unsettling. So that being said, I must warn you that we are indeed about to embark upon one of these conquests once again. So bear with me as we're going to be going through this together. I do not know what to expect, but from the looks of it, not the looks of that, but the looks of this, it's going to be quite a journey. Quite a journey indeed. So let's get into it, shall we?
Full disrespect intended, but what is white pride? What are we talking about? Like, what are you proud of? Like, when we talk about, like, people who are proud of being black, like, I think of the blues music. I think of jazz music. I think of rap music. I think of all of the things that they have done for the arts and for society and the hard work that they have done for rights. When I think about gay pride, I think about, once again, tons of contributions to the arts, both closeted and not closeted. And I think of the hard work that they've done for their rights. And then when I hear people talk about, like, white pride, I'm like, what are you proud of? The Trail of Tears? Like, slavery? And I'm, yeah, like, full disrespect intended.
Yeah, we'll let you get to the rest of the disrespect that you're intending, but let's get into it. First and foremost, are they just now cosplaying as like men in the 80s? Is that what's going on with the liberal white men now? I see this look a lot. This right here. I said the mullet, the mustache, are we going for the Freddie Mercury-esque Dirty Joe? What is this exactly? What is this? What do you guys call this look? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, let us proceed. What do quote unquote white people, because that's the terminology that you guys gave us, what do they like? What do they like? What should they be proud of? Okay. Let me think about that. Perhaps the device that is allowing you to spew your nonsense, garbage, your dog water opinions. Maybe, just maybe, that's what white people can take pride in. Maybe they can take pride in the sewer system that will later have to capture a lot of your bullshit. Maybe, just maybe, that's something that white people can be proud of. Maybe they can be proud of the roof over your mullet at this very moment in time. Maybe, just maybe, that's something that white people could be proud of. They can be proud of the lighting fixture that allows you to apply your makeup at night before you attend one of those Transformer shows. Maybe, just maybe, white people can be proud of the civilization that you have benefited from. Absolutely. Everything that you are experiencing as your life is a direct reflection of those white people. And the reason I can be so confident about that is because, sir, according to your own labeling of human beings, you are white. Therefore, your mama, your daddy brought you into life. Your entire existence can be attributed to whiteness. Your entitlement and everything that comes with it, your mental unhingement, all of it can be attributed to white folks. Now, have black folks done incredible things? Of course. All people have done incredible things. And, this is an argument that oftentimes gets me because, we love to talk about culture in context of its effects, Hopefully right now, because that's when it's most relevant. That's the reason I don't go digging in the crates, right? I can acknowledge to say, yes, of course, jazz music and, different things within the world of fashion and, you know, some may say inventions that were stolen from the black man, even though those same inventions have still not been applied in much of the rest of the world where black folks are disproportionately the majority. But anyway, yeah, music, cultural elements, things of that nature. Absolutely. 100%. But here's the thing. I don't need to go back 50, 60, 70 years in order to show you what you've been benefiting off of. Again, I brought up the phone to begin with, and I oftentimes do because it is something that a majority of the world has been blessed by. However you may feel about, these devices, etc., but we're predominantly all using these devices, and they happen to come from this quote unquote Western culture from two white guys, right? Steve and Steve. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. About as white as you can get. I mean, the dude's last name was literally Jobs. How much whiter can you get than the Job? I'm kidding. Relax. Am I? So what I'm getting to is this. We don't have to dig into history. We don't have to go all the way back. We don't have to go back to Kemet and Egypt, et cetera, in order to look for the great things that are being done. We can just look to right now. We can look to this very moment. Today, what is being created, right? We can look to, Chinese Americans. We can look to Indian Americans, white Americans. Etc. These are the people disproportionately creating most of the things that we're using. Most of the technological innovations are being created by these groups of people. Now, they can be created by anybody. They can. I know we love to carry this victim mentality. Oh, I can't do anything. Oh, well, it's the government, it's the system. Well, I mean, that's for the rich people. Somebody said in my last video about gentrification, oh, well, we can't all be, we can't all be Steve Jobs. We can't all be Donald Trump. We can't all be. That's not the point. You're supposed to be you. And you have the ability. I mean, I believe that you have the capability to make your life all that it can truly be if you're willing to do what is necessary. If you're willing to build the habits necessary. If you're willing to adjust your mindset and stop being given over to this mindset of blaming every damn body else. But that's a side note. We will get into that conversation later down the road because some folks are not fully ready for that one yet. I can tell. Baby steps. But yeah, as far as acknowledging who did what, even if you want to look at the gay rights movement, black folks and civil rights, what system allowed for that to take place? Even if we want to talk about the abolition of slavery, let's get real about it. It's the Western culture was the first one, or more specifically, the UK and the United States. Two countries that fought themselves on the basis of ending this system known as slavery that was being practiced all across the world and still is to this very day. So is it to say that it was right? It was correct? Absolutely not. It was despicable. That 1.8 or 1.6% of slave owners, because that's the amount of people that own slaves, terrible, stain on our history. However, we're also the country that ended it. The UK ended it, stopped it completely. While there were African nations, Arab nations, likely Asian nations, or Ottoman nations, who is still practicing this very same thing. So, there's also that if you want to dig into the crates of history. We also got that. I know I went on a rant right now, but, Mr. Mustachio really got me going.
Like slavery? And I'm, like full disrespect intended. I don't understand what the whole white pride thing is. Like, especially the people who claim to not be Yahtzees. Because, what are we talking about? What are you proud of? I want to know. I want to know why you're proud to have the skin color you have.
So this is the difference, right? Because I believe this newfound white pride movement, if that's even a thing, or this nationalism that is sprouting is actually a healthy thing because it's a reaction of something. It's like if you go back in the 1960s, right? 70s, I'm black and I'm proud, right? There was a reclaiming because a group of people feeling as if they were lesser than, they were worthless. That's the first step of getting out of that place of feeling that you're not enough, until you finally realize that it's an individual journey. It's like James Brown cannot say I'm black and I'm proud enough times for you to actually believe it, unless you believe it within yourself that you're good enough and that you go beyond the race thing. Somebody asks, why are you always talking about race? Because it's obviously the biggest bottleneck and problem for a large percentage of people. And it also gets into a larger cultural conversation of the mentalities that we've picked up, the cultural elements that we've picked up that are holding us back as individuals and therefore as a society, as a people, as a species, as a race, quite literally the human race. So yeah, why is there a need for, any sense of pride to be reignited? Because you have lost a sense of who you are and you've replaced it with trying to coddle other people. It's like in a interpersonal relationship, you can find the same dynamic. You start to give up your own identity because you're a people pleaser. You're trying to comfort the other person. You want to feel better by making the other person feel a certain type of way until you completely lose yourself. And there has to be a point where you regain that identity. Because if you don't, well, then you just live a life of resentment, bitterness, and that becomes retaliation. And you would almost seemingly be justified in it. White folks have been poked at for so damn long that there's going to be retaliation. So if that retaliation is to say we're proud of who we are, then I think that's the best case situation, especially when you have been victimized a multitude of times by the very same people who are calling you the oppressor, and you didn't do anything specifically. Again, 1.6 to 1.8% of the population was quote unquote white slave owners. Most of the white people that they're mad at weren't even here yet. They were just getting here. They got on boats themselves, just got here. Built up from shanty towns, log cabins that they built out in the countryside. Didn't do a damn thing about it. We're in California, where damn near nothing existed. In the gold rush. What are we talking about? So yeah, that's nothing more than a display of, as we would call it, virtue signaling, right? Signal to the rest of his woke constituency that I am down with the cause. I am one of you. He's not willing to go through the work, the hard work, and the obviously mentally exhaustive and traumatizing work of cutting off his man parts in order to virtue signal at the highest level. So what he does is he just, he denounces his whiteness. He hates himself. And therefore that gets him a few of the same brownie points. That's what's going on there. But till the next time, appreciate y'all. Peace. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Now, if you'd like to stay around, make sure to click that little subscribe button down there, or you can show some love by going to the description below and clicking on the button titled Buy Me a Coffee. Leave a little something there, or click on the Cash App. Leave a little something here. Till the next time, peace.
I fell in love with the sunshine. I fell in love with the light. I fell in love with the full moon. I fell in love with the night. I can see the light again. I can see the light. You can see the life in him illuminate the night. I know the time is taking. A 3-6-5, that's a full rotation. I see you looking up, you know them constellations. Constantly gazing like house of praises, you get to praising.